Okay guys, I think my paint has dried. For this step, I think I'll just put my watercolors aside. And before I proceed to final touches with the Oil Pastels, I will just add in a little bit of touch up on the lines because some of them have been painted over and it's kind of faded away. So you can always go back and get your black liner. You can use your Sharpie, anything. Just add in some final touches before you actually go in and adding the details and all. Just areas that you want to emphasize the shadows. Doesn't have to be everywhere. Alright, I think it's almost dry. Let's move on to our Oil Pastels. Let's try this. Okay, let's try the dark green. Again, let's emphasize on areas that it's you want where your shadows are. Dark green. Can have the Prussian blue, which is the darkest blue I can find on the palette, just to make it pop a little bit. You have to make sure that your first layer is totally dried up, or else your crayon's gonna scratch off quite a bit of your paper and it might just tear. So normally you can use a hair dryer. If you're not patient enough to wait, just dry the hair dryer and start blending away. See, you can see that the all pastel going over the first layer of color. The all pastel is blending very well with the watercolor, and it's creating this really nice texture, and it's really rich. So it's a very good technique of blending this media, two different medias together. Because always have fun and experiment. There's no right or wrong in art. Just experiment, and if you make a mistake, it's all right. You're just learning. All right, this is a whole learning process. So don't worry about making mistakes in art. We're all learning. We are all learning. All right, see, just add texture. You can see that my construction lines from the first step is slowly being covered away with all this other media on top of it. Right, and even if you don't cover it away, it's okay. It just gives it a bit more character. So don't be too concerned about all those lines and everything. Just have fun. Now for this T-Rex, I'm just making just plain, kind of like without patterns, or you can always add more texture. So don't worry about the final outcome. You can always just add a little bit of shadows here and there later on. You can always blend it out. So always remember to have fun, or else what is the point, right? And for some of you, if you don't like this kind of texture, you can always take a thumb or get a piece of tissue and just blend it out if you want it to be smooth. Right, but I like the texture, so It's all up to you. It's your personal preference. So there's no right or wrong. As long as you're having fun and you think it looks good, you're happy with it, that's all you need. Alright, see, it's coming out really well. Let's have a little bit of yellow on the teeth. So look at all the interesting texture that I'm creating here. So this just makes your drawing so much more interesting rather than keeping it flat. I know it's some of you like to have it clean and tidy, but it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's your preference. This is mine. All right. Some people like texture, and some people like to be clean and tidy. It's okay. No harm. See? Let's have a little bit of shadows. I'm using red because red is the opposite color of green, and it's just gives the drawing an added dimension. See, and of course you can always add a little bit of shadows in the ground. And there you have it, finished T-Rex. What do you think?